Welcome. Today we're going to register some images using the new style alignment tool and then integrate them into a single image using the image integration tool. Right, let's select it. There we are, style alignment tool. What we need to do is select some images to align, and I'm going to use some files. Fairly easy. What I need to do is select at the top is a reference image to which all of these will be aligned to. And you can use a file or a view, and I'm going to use a file. Okay. Then we need to select an output directory for the newly registered images to be saved to. I've already created a directory. All I need to do is select it. Leave these as they are, and this will automatically put a R on the end of your image names so you know that it's the registered image. None of these settings underneath here you need to alter, but just make sure hot pixel removal is in there, because if you've got any hot pixels in your images it won't align very well, but by default it's normally in. That's all there is to it. So all we need to do is globally apply, because we're applying it to more than one image. Okay, when it's finished, just check the processing console and you'll see all 36 images have successfully been aligned and no failures. That's great. We're now finished this tool, so we'll close it down. And we'll open the image integration tool. What we need to do is add the file names that we've just saved. Notice there's lower on the end. Select them all again. Okay, by default the reference frame is the first frame. If you want to select another one, like this one, just highlight it and set it as reference. Notice it's shifted to the top. Okay, we're going to leave this as average. This gives best results. Again, leave this as default. But weight is very important, and I recommend using the new noise evaluation setting. You'll need to tick the evaluate noise, as this is part of the same process. Okay, on to the rejection. Now if you've got a perfect image with no hot pixels, no satellites, no aeroplanes, you can carry on with no rejection. But in the real world I have plenty of these. So you can either use Sigma clipping or the Winsorized Sigma clipping. For these two settings you really need more than 10 images, but I think that's where most of us are these days, and I'm going to use the Winsorized. Leave these all ticked, because these maps, particularly which will be generated at the end, will be helpful, making sure we've rejected the right amount of pixels. Then we have to select a Sigma setting. Now this is trial and error. I've had a go before, and I know about 5 is okay for these amount of images. Once you set them, it's the global apply button again. Okay, just going to minimize this at the moment, just in case we need to reapply the tool. And what we have is an output image of the high rejection pixels, and obviously you can't see very much at the moment because all these images are in the linear form. So we just need to get the screen transfer function out so we can examine the contents of said image. Okay, you can see it's rejected all the hot pixels, which is what we're after. We don't want the background being over rejected. All we're after is the rejecting the outliners. Close that down. Sharper looking at the low, but you're looking at the same sort of effect as the high. And we need to. So we'll have a look at our image now. We use the auto stretch. Click OK. That looks pretty good to me, but to give you an idea of the before and after, on to Workspace 2. This is with the Winsorized Sigma setting, as we remove most, if not all, of the hot pixels. But you can see on this side, if we haven't enabled the Winsorized Sigma setting, all the hot pixels are still in place. Actually, this image is pretty unusable. Just make sure that if you are going to use a Sigma setting, when you take your images, they are dithered so the hot pixels don't lay on top of each other. This helps the tool to recognise the hot pixels and remove them. I've used quite a few stacking programs in the past, some of them as expensive as pixinsight in their own right, but I have to say these new tools in pixinsight are twice as fast and, more importantly, better. See you soon.